Today I'm going to show you how to fix a fiberglass bumper. Starting with this crack here, pretty much what I'm going to be showing you how to work on. I'll be working on that big bit of damage myself, and maybe I'll do some video on that too. I want to first start by cutting along this line here. If you got some kind of a drill cutter, if you got some kind of air cutter, that'd be great. Alright. Okay, after you got your crack opened up a little bit, you're going to want to sand it down past the gel coat to the fiberglass with some 80 grit sandpaper. Okay, now that you have that all smoothed down, you go on to the back side and start fiberglassing. Okay, take your fiberglass mat, cut it in strips about that big, depending on what size of problem you're working with. You might want to cut it smaller or larger. X-Acto knife works a lot better than scissors. Use an X-Acto knife, maybe a piece of wood. Cut them in strips. They don't have to be perfectly the same size or straight or anything. You might want to make a few smaller ones. You're going to mix your resin. Pour the desired amount of resin that you're going to use. Should be good enough for now. And then put your hardener in it. I'm going to just put a few drops. Stir it up real good. Gotta be quick or it'll start hardening. If you put too much hardener in there, it'll get hard. If you don't put enough in there, it will stay solid, or stay liquid, excuse me. Now, just take a paintbrush, dip it in there, get your area nice and liquidy, resined. Apply resin all over the area you want to use. Grab your strips. Start applying a strip. That's why I told you to cut small strips. Add some more resin on this. Okay, now paint those on with a bunch of resin. Get it in there real good. That one's going to start taking shape. Alright, halfway done. Get it real good. Gotta make sure it's all stuck in there. Grab another strip here. Oh yeah. Don't worry about the excess on top over here because you're just going to cut that off. That's your first layer. You're going to want to do a couple layers exactly like that. Stuff is messy. Absolutely have to have gloves. Gotta use a lot of resin. And just keep patting it down. Until she's done. Alright, once you got it all fiberglassed, and you have this little bit left over right here, just want to come in and cut it off. You could use any type of cutting tool you want, saw, whatever. I happen to have an air tool, so let's cut that part off. Alright, there you go. Nice and cut off. Now we can start hitting it with some body filler. Okay. Alright, just mixing up the body filler. Only going to need a little bit. It's not that big of a job. Don't pour a ton of it in there. Should be good. Probably too much. Just dab of hardener. You got to fold it. Just keep folding it until it's well mixed. Try not to get any air pockets in there. It's the purpose of folding it. Alright. It's looking pretty well mixed. Some of it on your spatula and firmly press down as you're pushing it in there to fill in that crack. Keep going over it until you feel happy. Don't want to put too much on here because that means you're going to have to sand a lot to get this off. But you do want to have enough on there to have a nice even layer over everything. How that goes? Just like that. Just a touch more in this spot. Alright, as your Bondo's drying, before it gets fully dry, take a metal rasp and just kind of go at it and knock down some of these higher edges so you don't have to sand as much. Kind of see all the work that just knocked down. That just saved a little bit of sanding when that actually hardens all the way in about 20 minutes. Alright, gonna sand it down with some 80 grit sandpaper now. Okay, as you're sanding, you're gonna want to look for spots like this that's uneven. You'll obviously see it when you're doing it, but you'll see spots out in here that isn't just quite being touched by the sander, and you want to sand it all the way down until you basically don't see anything and it's perfectly smooth. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Okay, once you get it all sanded down, it should look pretty much like this, nice and smooth. Can't see the damage in it anymore. Primer it. I'm going to be sanding down all the rest of this white crap and primering the whole bumper, but yeah, I'm pretty much done. Beautiful.